Hey parents and players of the Peggy Girls Golf Tour. I'm Jonathan Dudley, and to my right is Kathleen Strandberg, and we are here to talk to you folks a little bit today about the highlights of the 2010 season and also what you folks can expect for 2011. Kathleen, just getting started, we talked a little bit about the highlights for 2010 this year. Going through the top 5, we narrowed them down. What were your thoughts on the top 5 this year, Kathleen?
We had a lot of good moments out there this year. John and I were kind of going over this, and I think number 5, Ainsley Vaughn, had a hole-in-one at Forest Oaks. The event was in June, I believe.
Yeah, it was in June, the 13th hole, I believe it was, right at the Oaks.
So. It was the first and only hole-in-one on the Peggy Girls Golf Tour, so congratulations to Ainsley for that.
Absolutely. Yeah, number 4, we got to include Sarah Bay. The final day at the UNC Chapel Hill event, she fired a 69 on the difficult Finley golf course that brought her into the win, and then also she followed up that big win of 69 with winning the second major of the year at the Country Club of Salisbury.
That was great, Sarah. Good playing. Number 3, we had the state high school championships. We had several girls from the state high school championships in Virginia, Maryland, North Carolina, and South Carolina all win their championship from the Peggy Girls Golf Tour. Some of the players from Virginia, Liberty Anderson won, Elise Smittinger from Maryland, Christy Ingram from North Carolina 4A, Kayla Scafeter from North Carolina 1A, 2A, and 3A, Caitlin Matheson from South Carolina, and then what about Lauren Stevenson?
Yeah, Lauren Stevenson, just another great young player coming up from South Carolina. Finished right up near the top there of South Carolina State High School rankings. She is a 2015 grad, I believe.
Yes, very young.
Yeah, so 2015 grad, getting her first opportunity to play in state championships and finishing right up near the top. So that'll be exciting to see how she continues on in her golf career as well as on the Peggy Girls Golf Tour. As far as moving along to second place, it was a rundown, wasn't it, Kathleen, between the performance of Kirk rounding up the final few events of the tour. What did we have in second place?
Second place, Kirk Invitational. We felt like her win by 9 shots was a pretty big deal. That was the largest winning margin this year on the tour. So second place on our list goes to Kirk for the Girls Invitational at Stony Creek, winning by 9 shots.
Yeah. And that first round 66 with Kirk tied the low round that she actually shot at the final round of the Bryan Precision Junior Golf Championships. And that also 5 under tied the lowest round of the season with Liberty Anderson before that at Hunting Hawk. So 5 under was the lowest round out there. However, Kirk's performance shooting 78 the first day of our third and final major of the year at Precision Championships, and then following that up with a 5 under 67, we had to give first place to Kirk. Just, not only did that help her win the tournament, but that also brought her to first place among the Order of Merit rankings, bringing her all the way up to the top, surpassing Sarah Bay to capture the top spot.
Yeah, we felt like that was probably the biggest highlight of the year. Katie had a great year, performed really well, so we had to give her that top highlight right there.
Absolutely. Moving on just into college news, on the PKB Tour, currently over 43 girls have continued on to pursue golf in the collegiate levels. It's been pretty interesting just to see, Kathleen, that it hasn't only been Division I schools, but it's also been Division II and III schools as well.
Yeah, I think that's great to see that these girls are playing not only in the highest level competing schools, but the girls are finding places where everyone's playing, and everyone's got preferences for where they do want to play in college, and it's different for everybody. So it's good that that opportunity is there.
Now, Kathleen, as a Division I player, what did you find that were some of the perks as far as going to a Division I school?
Being in a Division I school, the competition was definitely there. There was some great competition. You're playing against the best girls in the country and in the world, some international players. Also, the equipment, they take very good care of you with your equipment, clubs, travel is great. You get to go to some pretty neat places to play your events. You know, and then all the help you get being in a Division I school. I know all schools do this, but you got tutors, trainers, coaching staff, and help pretty much anywhere you need it. So.
Nice. Yeah, I went to a Division III school, and I can't say we had quite all those perks, but it was a good opportunity as well, Division III level, as a developing golfer. Not quite proven myself through the amateur ranks as Kathleen had, but did have an opportunity to go to a program on the D3 level that played for a national championship each year, and is a little bit more of you know, having to be a little bit more focused on your own, as it's not as regimented a lot of times as Division I athletics, from the workouts and major travel. Like Kathleen, I think, did you guys ever travel to Hawaii? Or?
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
Which was a pretty great experience, yeah.
Yeah, so obviously the extended travel in Division I is kind of a neat perk as well, to travel around a little bit. But definitely, you know, a lot of different opportunities for the girls to play, and we're just really excited that we're seeing so many girls continue their passion on in the game. It's helping them earn opportunity to get a higher education as well.
Yeah, it's really exciting. We're hoping to see more girls each year go on to college from our tour and keep playing.
Absolutely, yeah. Now for 2011, we had over 270 members on the PKB Tour last year in 2010. For 2011, we're really hoping that we're going to hit that 300 mark, and really looking to surpass that. We're continuing to grow girls golf, headed back down into the South Carolina area. But first on the list, we're going to head to Pine Needles. Kathleen, what's your take on that golf course, and who do you think could potentially be a favorite to win there?
Well, Pine Needles, for those of you that played it, know that it's just a really special place. A lot of tradition there. You know, they played the U.S. Women's Open there a few years back. It's just a great course, great tournament. You know, it is in January, but hopefully the weather will be decent. You never know.
Yes, no.
But this year, you know, being the first event, I think we're going to see a lot of girls out there. So it's going to be interesting to see, you know, who's been working over the winter, and a lot of good girls coming back. So we'll see. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to say the heavy favorite would probably be Liberty Anderson, as you know, she captured the first major of the year at Pine Needles. So I'm sure she'll probably be ready to get out of Virginia and fired up to play a little bit of golf down south as well. So we'll see how that goes. Next on the list, we had a major change this year. Our first major of the year is actually going to be at Salem Glen this year, which is Jack Nicklaus and Glenn Day design, right out near Tanglewood Park in Clemens, North Carolina, just outside of Winston-Salem. It's going to be interesting, I think, because the last few holes there are real challenging golf holes. You've got to find the fairways off the tee, and the 17th hole is a real challenging par 3 that requires a real accurate iron shot. So I think that's going to be a pretty neat major to have out there on that golf course, and we'll kind of see how things round up there. As far as the South Carolina events, we're headed back into Charleston area for Patriots Point, and also headed back to Furman and Greenville, South Carolina. So we're pretty excited about that.
Yeah, it's always good to play some university courses. Never know, coaches will be out there, so that'll be exciting.
Exactly. Get some of the South Carolina coaches out there, and South Carolina girls more opportunity to play the Peggy Girls Golf Tour. All right, so we're going to move on lastly to our 2011 predictions, and we're going to give Kathleen an opportunity here just to talk about her predictions of who's going to take the 2011 PKB Order of Merit. Kathleen, what are your thoughts on this year?
Well, obviously, it's going to change a little bit because we'll have Katie, who was the winner this year, going on to college. There are a lot of girls up there really close, but I think looking at this year's performance and the potential, there's a lot of potential out there for all the girls, but I'm going to have to go with Liberty Anderson just because of her ability to show how low she can go. That she showed this year shooting a 66 at Honey Hawk, and then her performance at Pine Needles last January, winning on the last day with a 71, which is pretty impressive. So she's shown a lot of good stuff, and I think I'm going to, you know, after some debate of a few of the other players, have to go with Liberty for this coming year.
All right, who's the dark horse?
I'm going to go with Elise Smittinger.
Okay.
Elise has shown that she can really play, and she's going to be a senior next year, so I'm really kind of looking forward to see. I know she's got a game, and I'm looking forward to see where she goes with that.
Sure.
So.
Yeah, she won Maryland, as Kathleen stated before, won the Maryland State Girls Golf Championships, so no stranger to success this year. My picks, yeah, I think it's a tough one for me. Anderson's definitely up there, but I'm actually going to go with Sarah Bay. I think she showed that she can certainly take it low as well. One potentially the biggest event of the year, I would say, at Salisbury. Wasn't able to make it into the Invitational based on actually her family coming into town that weekend, so wasn't able to go ahead and compete, or that might have made this decision even a little bit easier for me. But certainly winning that huge event at Chapel Hill against a tough field, shooting that last day 69, and then also coming back and winning at Salisbury. That was pretty impressive. Although that last day was rained down, it would have been a head-to-head duel with her and Kathleen Perry, so that would have been interesting. But and then my dark horse, I am going to pick. It was a debate between Emily Brooks actually and Hannah Craver. I think Craver's really shown a lot of poise and continues to get better, but Emily Brooks posted probably one of her best rounds of the year at Hunting Hawk, the second round, and I really think that she's continuing to excel at her game and really been working hard at it. So we'll see what happens. And also Kelsey Badnaev was a highlight as well. Certainly a great player, younger girl right there out of Blythewood, South Carolina, who's shown some success. So we'll see how things end up. But we just want to thank you folks for tuning in here to the PKB YouTube station, and we look forward to seeing you in 2011.
Well, thank you.